In this video, we are going to explore genetic diagrams which help us visualize all the possible combinations of alleles that offspring can inherit from their two parents. To understand this more clearly, let us take a simplified example involving a single gene that controls how muscular a mouse will be. Suppose there is a dominant allele which we represent using a capital letter A that codes for a normal mouse with average muscles, and a recessive allele represented by a lowercase letter a which codes for a muscular mouse. If this idea of using uppercase and lowercase letters to represent alleles is new to you, it simply means that dominant alleles are written using capital letters while recessive ones are written using lowercase letters. Every organism has two copies of each gene, and the combination of alleles is what we call the genotype, whereas the visible characteristic it produces is the phenotype. Let us walk through a common example in genetic questions, which involves drawing a genetic diagram for a cross between a homozygous normal mouse and a homozygous muscular mouse. There are 5 key steps you must follow when creating such a diagram. First, determine the phenotype and genotype of both parents. Then figure out all the possible genotypes of their gametes. Next, calculate the genotypes of their offspring, and finally deduce the phenotypes from those genotypes. In our example, one parent is homozygous for the normal trait, meaning its genotype is capital A, and its phenotype is a normal-looking mouse. The other parent is homozygous for the muscular trait, with a genotype of lowercase a, and because it has 2 copies of the recessive allele, the phenotype is muscular. To work out the gametes, we separate the 2 letters in each parent's genotype into individual circles, which represent the gametes they can produce. This step simulates what happens during the process of meiosis, where each gamete receives only half of the genetic information from the parent. Now, to find the genotypes of the offspring, we match each gamete from one parent with each gamete from the other parent in all possible combinations. In this particular cross, every combination results in a heterozygous genotype of capital A and lowercase a. These heterozygous offspring will all have the normal phenotype because the dominant allele is expressed even in the presence of the recessive one. Another way to represent this is by using a Punnet square, which is a simple 2 by 2 grid that displays all possible combinations of gametes. We write the gametes of one parent along the top and the other parent along the side, and then fill in the squares accordingly. In our example, every square would contain one capital A and one lowercase a, meaning all offspring are heterozygous with normal muscle phenotype. Punnet squares are often preferred because they are quicker to draw and clearly show the combinations of alleles, although they do not directly show the phenotypes. Let us now explore a more complex case where we cross 2 of the heterozygous offspring from the previous generation. Since each has a genotype of capital A lowercase a, we again place the gametes at the top and side of the Punnet square. The resulting combinations are one capital A genotype, 2 capital A lowercase a genotypes, and one lowercase a genotype. This gives us 3 offspring with normal phenotype and 1 with the muscular phenotype, since only the double recessive genotype expresses the muscular trait. We can also express this as a ratio of 3 to 1, or say there is a 1 in 4 or 25% probability that an offspring will be muscular. To reinforce this, we can repeat the same cross using a full genetic diagram. We start with the 5 steps again by stating the parent phenotypes, which are both normal, and the genotypes, which are capital A lowercase a. The gametes from each parent will be one capital A and one lowercase a, and when we combine them, we get the same 3 to 1 ratio of normal to muscular phenotype as before. It is worth remembering that while in this example we focused on a single gene, determining a single trait, real life is usually far more complex. Many traits are influenced by multiple genes and also significantly shaped by environmental conditions. For instance, you might inherit genes that make you tall, but if during your childhood you did not get proper nutrition or enough rest, you might still end up shorter than your genetic potential. Therefore, traits are often the result of both genetic interactions and environmental influences acting together.